Okay everybody, welcome to the last video of my How to Build Your Own CCIE Collaboration Lab. What you see in front of me is my copy of UCCX, and I also have my call manager up as running as well. We're actually going to have to start with the call manager this time because we need to create an account before we do the post installation for UCCX. Also, before you get started, if you're following this video along and you're building your lab as we go, before you watch this video, I'm going to put a link in the notes section of this video. It's a link that you should really go read before you get started because it'll help you out quite a bit. Anyways, please do that before you watch this video. So let's get started. This is the call manager. I'm going to go ahead and log into my call manager. And at this point, I have finished the installation of my subscriber. I've already started the services, and so it is now available to me under my CM group. So let me show you that. Again, you do not want to add this at this point. You want to make your snapshot, which we'll do at the very end of this video. You'll want to make your snapshot before you do any configuration to Call Manager. Well, let's go ahead and go to User and User. And we're going to add a new user, and I'm going to call this CRS Admin. That is what they use for the Cisco 360, so that's what we'll use here. And I'm going to make the password Cisco123, Cisco123. And you have to give it a last name, otherwise you won't be able to add the account, so I'll just make the last name admin, which is fine. And save. Okay, let's go ahead and log in to the UCCX. The installation user is going to be administrator. That's what I'd set during the installation phase of this, so let me go ahead and use that. And you'll notice that it is going to ask what type of install are we doing. Are we upgrading from a previous release, or we're doing a fresh install? This is a fresh install, so I'm going to hit next. And now it's asking for the information for the call manager. So I'm going to use the IP address, which is 10.1.5.2. I'm going to use the administrator account. No reason to make a separate Axle user for this. And next. And now it's asking for a license file. Now, if you've installed ESX, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but on the ISO for ESX or for the installation media, there is a folder that is called Demo Licenses, and that is where you can get your 30-day evaluation copy license for UCCX. I have copied that over to this laptop. Let me go ahead and browse over to that. And you can choose which license you want to use. I always just use the premium license. It gives you everything, so no real point in using anything less than, because there's not going to be any scenario that you would run into where they'd want you to build a script and then attempt to use it on a higher level of UCCX. So may as well just go ahead and install the highest license available to you. I'm going to select that one, and next. So you see here it is adding the license. Okay, we're at the next screen. So the license is already added. We don't need to do that again. Let's go ahead and hit next. And now it is in the process of activating all of my services for UCCX. So you will not need to do this at the end. It'll do it right now. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video because this takes a few minutes to take place. Okay, all the services have activated. Let's go ahead and hit next. And it's going to tell me we're going to activate these 3 services on the server. That only takes a second. Let me go ahead and hit next. And now it's going to want me to put in place the additional accounts needed to use UCCX with Call Manager. Now, don't bring in your your subscribers yet. Just put in the bare minimum. So we're going to put in the publisher, and you can give this a name. This is for the CTI manager, so I'm just going to call it UCCX_CTI and give it a password. This information will pass over to call manager, so you don't actually need to remember it. Okay, and the RMJTAPI, again, go ahead and just bring over your publisher only, and let's call this UCCX_RM CCIE collab CCIE. Okay, next. And recording sessions, you can leave this all blank. This is unnecessary at this point. Next. What language would you like to use? Now, if you're in the United States, you're probably going to want to use English US, which is what I would use. Of course, if you're from Australia or for Great Britain, you go ahead and pick the one that would best apply to your country. Next. And it's letting you know, after you've installed UCCX, there is an additional thing that you will want to do later on. You'll want to log into your UCCX and go to the plugin section. There you will find a very small installer that runs, and what it basically does is goes out and grabs the binary files for the supervisor and agent console, and it recompiles them and gives the information like the IP address of the servers and so on and so forth. So it's letting you know to run that when you are done. So go ahead and hit OK. And now it's going to install the language that I have chosen. This takes a minute, so I will again pause the video. Okay, and the services have activated and it jumped over to the next screen. Now, you'll notice that it shows one user listed, CRS admin. Had you have not created an account in Call Manager, you would be at a screen here where there would be nothing listed. If that is the case, if you've made a mistake, you forgot to add the user account, you don't have to go back. If you go back, it's going to kind of start the process over again. I'd recommend you don't do that. Just go ahead and create your user account at that point, and then hit search, and it'll immediately pop up in here. That's all you need is one account. So I'm going to use that and finish. Okay, so let me know that we're all done, and basically we can close the screen, reopen, and log into UCCX. You are effectively done with your UCCX install. Now, you'll notice after when I unpause the video, this extra tab would have popped up on my screen. I did that while we were in pause. You're going to want to go out to the internet and you're going to want to do a search for Java 6 archives. The reason is if you go to java.com or java.net, it's going to want to install the latest version. The latest version will not help you. You will want to download version 6, but not only version 6, but you do not want the latest version of 6. You're going to want to jump back to like 6 update 37 or 38, something like that. Even 35 is fine. Those are the ones that will work really well for you. You will need to have an oracle.com account. It's free. Just create an account and log in. And you want the runtime, not the development kit. So go ahead and download that. You need to accept a license and then pick the version that's best for your copy of Windows. I actually recommend getting the x86, even though you have a 64-bit version of Windows. It seems to pick it up a lot better when the different Call Manager products are trying to find your copy of Java. It seems to work better when it's a 32-bit version. So go ahead and pick the offline copy. And of course it's going to ask you to log in. I'll use my account just to show you what the screen looks like, and there we go, save the file. Go ahead and install that and you have Java. You will need Java for things like real-time monitoring tool, the Cisco UCCX historical reports, the Cisco agent desktop, the supervisor desktop, that CAD installer tool. So it would be a good idea to get this on now. Anyways, I already have it installed, so I don't need to do it for this demonstration. The last thing I want to show you before I end this video and before I end this series is how to deal with snapshots within your Unified Communications Manager products. If you follow this video series, you should now be in the exact position you need to be to go ahead and start doing your snapshots. Now, of course, I'm assuming that you've built your backbone servers, your branch 1 servers, and your headquarters servers. You'll notice I don't have all of mine running right now. It's because I have limited memory in this server. But I'm going to go ahead and show you, for all intents and purposes, how you would do a snapshot. All you need to do is right-click, go to Snapshot, take Snapshot. Give it a name. I like to call these clear config because that is pretty much where we're at. This is These are in the position you'd want to be if you were getting ready to run a mock lab in your house. These are now in the right spot that you'd want them. So let's call it clear config, hit OK, and you notice it's going through the process of creating a snapshot. Just to give you a 60-second overview of what a snapshot does, it basically locks the files. It locks the virtual hard drive, the virtual memory, all the configurations all get locked, and new files are being created now. So it's basically, the reason why it's taking any time whatsoever is it's writing a new 4 GB virtual memory file. Everything else is now locked. So what ends up happening is you have the old files, and then you have the delta changes that are being created within the snapshot. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video while it's finishing. It should only take another minute. All right, and the snapshot has been created. So some last notes. Let's talk to you. Let me tell you guys how to deal with your snapshots. So when you have made a few changes throughout the day, you're satisfied, you want to start all over, rather than rebuilding your machines at this point, all you need to do now, right click, go to snapshot, revert to current snapshot. Assuming you only have one, this will take you back to your last snapshot. Now, you're probably wondering, well, didn't you just create the snapshot? Yes, I did, but it has been 30 seconds since I've created it. So if I revert back, it'll literally go back to where it was 30 seconds ago. You could format the hard drive. You could erase files, add files. As soon as you hit revert back, it goes instantaneously back to the way it was before you did anything beyond the snapshot. Now, let's say that you decide, you know what, I've made some changes, I want to make them permanent. So let's go to the snapshot manager. And you notice I have where it was. That's a fresh install. That's the first snapshot, and you are here. You'll notice there's nothing I can do. The revert to snapshot was on the other screen. But here I can go to the snapshot, or I can delete this snapshot. What is the difference? Go to will erase everything here and take you back to the snapshot. Deleting will merge the changes and make it permanent record. So either one of these, any one of these, and this delete all would be if you had multiple snapshots, you'll have a chain leading all the way down. Delete all will allow you in one fell swoop to erase all of your snapshots, or I'm sorry, merge all of your snapshots into a final change. These are permanent. If you click these, the changes are done. That's it. There is no going back. So just make sure that you know what you're doing when you hit these. That should be pretty much it, guys. If you've made all your snapshots at this point, your lab is fully built. You can make whatever you want, and you can revert it all you want. You can break things as much as you want. You can make as many changes as you want. And all you need to do is revert to your current snapshot, and you can have all the fun you want. All right, everybody, I hope that these video series has been helpful to you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much.